Decisions, decisions. Which one is it going to be today? Are we gonna meme it up? Or are we gonna take this shit seriously? Well, I am pretty tired today, so I'm sorry, Cloud Goggles. Maybe another time, but today we're gonna keep it pretty straightforward with the questions, okay? How's it going, everybody? It's your boy 11 back at it again with another episode of the Q&A series where I ask you guys to ask me questions over on the Discord server. And once again, you guys delivered. You guys submitted the memes. You guys submitted the hard-hitting questions. You guys gave me pieces of advice. So without further ado, let's not waste any more time. This is long overdue. This was meant for 400 followers on Twitch, and now we're almost at 500. So yes, it's long overdue. So let's get right into it. Starting off right from the bat, we have the Galaxy Brain that is ancient, and he says, okay, if this is uploaded after the SMP has started, right now I'm talking to you from the past, Alex. What is one thing you would add or change to the SMP right now? If that isn't the case, what's better, apples or oranges? And you know, every single time that I look at anything Ancient writes up, any question that he submits, it always blows my mind how much of an intellectual being Ancient is. But to address this question, yes, we are in the works in making a new SMP. Big reveal, big shocker to anybody that knows that I've tried to delve into the whole SMP thing in Minecraft, but it just doesn't turn out the way that I wanted it to go. You know, one thing leads to another. People betray each other. They're stealing, just corruption, demises of certain clans. But we are in the works of trying to make a cooperative SMP where we all work together for one similar goal, help each other out. You know, it's a lot of fun in that sort of sense, but it's not really progressing as much as I would want it to be right now, due to the fact that I've been kind of busy on times that I do have time. You know, I have a family, I have a wife, I want to spend time with her and my family and stuff like that. So there's a lot of factors that play into me not being able to work on it as much as I possibly would have wanted to already. But it's okay, we're gonna have plenty of time. You know, there's no rush. I don't want to rush it. I want to make it perfect. Well, not perfect, but I want to make it so that when we do start, you know, introducing it into the streams or making videos about it, that it's playable to the point where everybody's having fun. We're all helping each other out. There's no betrayal. There's no backstabbing per se. So yes, right now the SMP is in the back burner. But to address your other question, what's better, apples or oranges? I really like apples, but to be completely honest with you, there's nothing better than a good orange. I know that might be a little controversial. I know I said that last time I was grape juice, but yes, oranges are fucking top tier. And moving on to Ancient's second question, which is in reverse. He says, also, have you seen a furless polar bear? Once again, Ancient suggests me to look at something that's going to change my life forever. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Hairless polar bear. Oh my god, bro. This is something that should not exist. Why would they do this to the polar bears? Okay, here we see a polar bear that's clearly shaven on purpose. For what purpose, I absolutely don't know. Maybe they had to do something to it. Maybe they operated on it. But just seeing this bear, this hairless bear, I mean, I'm only going to flash the picture here on the screen for a bit because I don't think anybody should know what a hairless bear looks like. These bears deserve way better. I don't know what the fuck we're doing to reserve these bears, to keep them alive, to keep them safe. But please save the bears. Don't allow any bear to be hairless unless it's for some medical reason. But we need to save the bears right now. Moving on, we have Raging, and your boy says, hi. How's it going, Raging? Hopefully everything's good. Hopefully you're having a great day. Hopefully you drank some good soda. Hopefully you drank something really good today. Or hopefully you had a really good meal. I really hope you're doing good, my guy. And the first and the last question that he asks is, what's the oldest memory of something bad happening? Well, thank you for bringing on the fucking trauma, my boy. Well, I guess the earliest memory, or I guess oldest memory of something bad happening is probably something like really simple, I guess, like me losing something that was my favorite, maybe my favorite stuffed animal, maybe my favorite toy at the time, maybe my favorite blanket got ripped or something. But I really don't want to get into personal trauma here. I feel like this is a good way for me to vent and stuff, but I'm trying to keep it lighthearted, okay? I don't want to talk about the time that I almost fell to my death on the top of a mountain or some shit, because we're trying to keep it light, Okay, we're trying to keep it light. So I'm gonna keep it to maybe I lost like my favorite toy or something, and I was being a little baby about it because I probably was a baby, and I just like completely lost it, and I was so traumatized to the point where I hold those feelings within me until this day. So thank you, Raging, for saying hello and for bringing back my childhood trauma. I really appreciate it. Next up, we have questions from your boy Byron, and Byron asks, when you gonna be a professional builder? And I'm assuming he's referring to Minecraft. Now, when it comes to me building anything in Minecraft, it's completely out of the picture. I could barely build a proper solid wood house. So when am I going to be a professional builder? I have no idea. I would love to be a better builder in Minecraft. I would love to know how redstone works, how you activate certain like buttons and shit, how you know, make a proper house or whatever. You know, in my times of streaming Minecraft here on YouTube and also on Twitch now, it's always mind-blowing to see people make these like structures with ease, especially Byron. I visited Byron's world and he literally made like dozens of towers, World Trade Centers, replicas of buildings in New York. It's insane. I've also been to a world where somebody literally recreated Disneyland or Disney World or whatever. So it's fucking nuts that people are able to do that. And I could barely build up the fucking single little house in Minecraft. But would I want to be a professional builder in Minecraft? Absolutely. I feel like then I would be more of a asset to whatever we're actually doing in Minecraft rather than just walking around kind of observing what other people are doing something helpful here and there. But yeah, when am I going to be a professional builder in Minecraft? I literally don't know, my dude. And Byron's second question is, when is the YouTube rant the sequel to the Twitch rant? Now, yes, I've made a video called the Twitch rant a couple years ago. I think back in 2016 it might have been, and in that video I'm completely embarrassed by it. It should be a video that shouldn't be on my channel anymore, but I keep it just for the memes. But in that video I go on to, you know, quote unquote rant about how much I hated Twitch because of e-girls, or thoughts as I like to call them at the time, and just, you know, completely shitting on the platform, making it out to be like the worst, when in reality I was just, you know, some of the points that I was making were absolutely atrocious. And it's just a video that I look back on, I'm like, dude, what the fuck was going on? What, like, I knew my intent at the time when I made the video, but it just did not, my phrasing was horrible. I did not really think it through. It was unscripted, and it was just one of those videos that I'm like, ugh, the cringe. But nowadays, if I were to make a rant style video about YouTube, I mean, there are a couple things that really do frustrate me with YouTube. I mean, I'm still on the platform. This video is going on YouTube, so I'm not really, you know, I'm not hating on it. I'm not like, oh, fuck YouTube, you know, I don't want to be on it. I'm still making videos here on the platform. But there are a couple things, I mean, I guess that I could make a rant style video about, but it would be something that I would really need to sit down and think about and properly structure my arguments, so that if I ever do engage in a conversation about it, I could hold my own in that conversation and not just make a bunch of random bogus claims. So when is it going to be? I don't know. I don't really have it planned, but don't count it out of the picture. You know, YouTube does fuck up a lot. So let's just keep it in the back burner, shall we? And Byron also wanted us to know Doo-doo caca. Next up, we have your boy Thomas, and he asks, with the rumors of Titanfall 3, would you finish playing through the Titanfall 2 story before 3? And would you do it on stream or as YouTube videos? Now, Thomas, big aficionado when it comes to anything Titanfall. He's always telling me, kind of begging me to play Titanfall. And you know, when I did play Titanfall 2 a bit ago, I think it was on YouTube, I think it might have been, it was actually pretty fun, and I actually do enjoy Titanfall 2's multiplayer quite a bit. I think it's actually one of the better FPSs that I actually know how to play. But when it comes to the rumors of Titanfall 3, I think that's really exciting. I hope that, you know, the Titanfall series does get another installment in the franchise. But will I stream it? I probably will. And would I continue playing Titanfall 2? I don't know if I would do it on stream. It's just something, you know, I'm very picky when it comes to the games that I stream. Maybe if you catch me on a good day, I will stream Titanfall 2. You know, I am a variety streamer, so I don't really like think about like, well, I don't want to stream this game because of blah blah blah. It's more of like if I'm in the mood for it, you know what I mean? So am I gonna keep streaming Titanfall 2? Maybe in the foreseeable future. And if a Titanfall 3 does inevitably come out, then yes, I would absolutely stream it. Make it as a YouTube videos, I don't know, maybe to kind of hype it up, but I would for sure stream it, for sure. Next up, we have Squid Gamer, aka Calamardo Gamer, aka Calamari Gamer, aka Monica Simp. And he asks, when are you going to post your episode 2 of DDLC on YouTube? Now, unfortunately, big unfortunately, and it's something that I didn't realize, or maybe I just forgot about, but the VODs of me playing through DDLC, my initial playthrough of it on Twitch, were deleted. Apparently Twitch does this thing where after a certain amount of time, the VODs that you have on your channel start getting deleted. So if you want to have anything recorded, or if you want to have anything backed up, it's best for you to download the streams that you for sure want to do something else with, you know? And unfortunately, I found that out too late, or I remembered a little bit too late, and all of my DDLC playthrough is pretty much obliterated from my fucking existence. Now, does that mean that I'm not going to continue the series? I actually don't know. Maybe I'll continue it. Maybe I'll replay DDLC because there are multiple endings, multiple things that you could do. I went for the Natsuki route, so maybe I could go after Sayori. Maybe I could go in another direction, but we'll have to wait and see, because I do like to, you know, whenever I finish a game, I like to let it marinate. I like to let it, you know, compress into me, because right now I have really fond memories of that DDLC playthrough. So for me to actually sit down and play it once again, you know, it's not out of the realm of possibility. I actually do want to do it. I still have the side stories to play through, so I don't know when the next episode is. Maybe we'll have to remake the series going down a different route, because we already set the seeds for Natsuki to be our girl in the playthrough, but we'll have to wait and see. Next up, Squid Gamer asks, is Byron a slowpoke? If so, Galar or Kanto? Now, I am very fond of the original form of Slowpoke. Slowpoke is fucking awesome. I love the name Slowpoke. I still use it to this day. I call people Slowpokes and it's fucking hilarious. But knowing Byron, I think he would be a Galar Slowpoke, and because there's not really a big difference between a Kanto Slowpoke and a Galarian Slowpoke, but there's one feature that is very, very present in a Galarian Slowpoke, and that is the little piss patch on its forehead. So I feel like Byron would be a piss forehead Galarian Slowpoke. Next up, we have questions from Curbster, and they ask, what is your favorite video game to play on a console? Now, I don't really play anything on PC, so this is a very easy question for me to answer. Now, I could always say, you know, I love Super Mario World. It's my favorite nostalgia game of all time. But now recently I've been saying that Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 1 is my favorite video game of all time, like definitively. But when it comes to a game that I could literally sit down and play at any point in time, and I know that I'm gonna have fun, maybe rage a little bit, and that is absolutely my favorite, I think it would have to be Smash Ultimate. And the reason I say that is because, yes, I could sit down at any point in time and play Super Mario World. I know it like the back of my hand, and you know, I could sit down and play another playthrough of Final Fantasy VII Remake. But when it comes to Final Fantasy VII Remake, that's an experience. You know, you need to, you know, have time for it. You need to set aside some time for it to go in deep into the lore. You need to want a story. You need to want that certain type of game. And also the same thing for Super Mario World. You need to be in the mood for a platforming game, you know? But when it comes to Smash Ultimate is literally the game that I turn on my Switch for nowadays. I turn my Switch on to play Smash Ultimate, and I just dive in. Every single match is different. Obviously, you could predict certain matchups and whatnot, but it's just insane how much I literally play Smash Ultimate just to play Smash Ultimate. So I think right now, my favorite game to play on a console, just for the sake of, you know, fun and, you know, playing with friends, it would definitely have to be Smash Ultimate. Next up, the next question is, which movies were the best and the worst you've seen? Now, I'll address the best movies because those are really easy. I love Superbad. If you guys have not seen Superbad, it's a little bit raunchy, I will admit, but if you guys are in the mood for like a teenager sort of vibe movie, go watch fucking Superbad. It's hilarious. I absolutely love Scott Pilgrim versus the World. I love Breakfast Club. Recently I just watched Dune, and that's automatically one of my favorite movies, like, for sure. It's just so fucking good. If you guys haven't watched the original Star Wars trilogy, go watch Star Wars. Really, honestly, go watch Star Wars. You'll get fucking into it. I also love the fucking Avengers movies. I love anything Marvel related. So yes, go watch the Marvel movies. But when it comes to the worst movies I've ever seen, I'm not really a big critic. I tend to enjoy some of the things that maybe a lot of people are really critical about. I play video games that people, absolutely despise. I've watched movies that people say are trash, but I think they're enjoyable at least. I'm not really harsh on things, but there is one movie that until the end of time, I could absolutely say 100% is the worst movie I've ever seen, and that movie is Transformers: Dark of the Moon. Dark Side of the Moon or Dark of the Moon? I'm not really sure, and I don't really give a fuck to fact check it. But yes, that movie, literally, I went into it, and when you go to watch a Transformers movies, at least you could expect a spectacle. It's a movie meant to eat popcorn to. It's once you watch it, you don't really want to go watch it again unless you're feeling nostalgic for some fucking live action Transformers movies. But that movie, I went into it like, okay, well, the least that that will occur is I watch a Transformers movie and I don't have to watch this movie again, and it's okay. But to tell you that I was pissed off, confused, and bewildered when I watched that movie, sitting down in that movie theater, is an understatement, because I never thought about walking out of a movie theater, even when I'm watching like a scary movie, and I don't go out of my way to watch scary movies. But to tell you that I wanted to walk out of the movie theater so fucking bad, and to tell you that I had to like literally fight all my instincts to not walk out of the movie theater, is an understatement. That movie is absolutely horrible. I was confused. Some of the things that happen, some of the dialogue that happened is so fucking stupid. It's whack. It's atrocious. Please, if you guys want to watch a shit show of a movie, go watch that movie. I promise you it's confusing as fuck. And I'm not one to I'm not an asshole. I don't go check my phone mid-movie. I'm not talking to whoever I'm with at the movies. I literally pay attention, because I go out of my way to go to the movies. I at least want to pay attention. But it was one of those times where I got invited. I still want to watch the movie. And I just sat there so confused, so pissed off. I had to turn around at the movie theater. There was barely any people there. And, my wife was just as confused as I was. And I was just so mad. And I concluded, and she concluded, that it was actually a really fucking bad movie. And we're not critics. So if you guys want to watch a horror movie, you guys want to get pissed off, go watch Transformers: Dark of the Moon, or whatever the fuck it's called. I don't care. Next up, we have none other than the world-renowned artist, Toby. And they ask, what are your last words? Well, if I had to say a couple last words, if I had to keep it brief, please take care of Cloud. Take care of Milo. I love you, Evie. Take care of Mila. And please, don't ask Alexa about the poop box. Please don't ask her about it. I swear. The world will be better for it. Okay? And the next question that Toby asks is, if you had to choose one of my doggos to be your homie, which one would you choose? Canelo or Yo-Yo? Now, I don't really know too much about Yo-Yo, but Canelo is a fucking homie, dude. We go way back. We're dogs, literally. He's a dog and I'm a dog, so we dogs, okay? We literally go back to the days of when I used to live in Mexico. That's how we met. I don't know how he ended up at your residence, but I'm glad that he lives with you, because I know that he's living large there. So I think I would choose Canelo. Maybe me and Yo-Yo could get a little bit more acquainted, but Canelo's a homie. Okay, Canelo is a homie. Next up, we have your boy Pancakes, lil bro. He asks, how much money to make Byron mod? Now, Byron recently had a change of life. He saw the light and he was like, all right, you know what? I gotta start acting appropriately. I can't be hating on anime too much. I gotta give people the benefit of the doubt. I gotta be at least somewhat nice. How much money to make Byron mod? Honestly, I don't really know if I would take your money, Pancakes. I know you're a teenager. You work hard for that smoothie money. So how much money to make Byron mod? I don't know. Give me like $50 and we'll talk about it. Next up, Pancake says, If you're watching, sub to 11. And if you have a chance, sub to me. Also, whatever Alex says to Ancient's question is a lie. It absolutely isn't a lie. But yes, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, guys, if you are enjoying the video, or if you guys want your questions to be in the next Q&A video. And I mean, go sub to the boy Pancakes, the dude going out of his way to shout himself out. So if you could find his channel, go ahead and do so. Next up, we have your boy Red Shark, and he says, can I be your ultra big, mega cool PogChamp Pikachu? Absolutely, dude. You already fit the criteria of ultra big, mega cool PogChamp. You're a Pikachu. So yes, dude, you could absolutely be that if you so choose to be. And then he also asks, what game would you delete if you had to? Now, like I said earlier, when it came to the movie question, I'm not really a big critic of games. I don't go out of my way to play games that I absolutely hate, that I know that I wouldn't like. But I guess if I had to choose a game, I guess Bubsy 3D. I feel like a lot of people absolutely hate it. Would I go back and delete Sonic 06? I'm not really sure if I would, to be completely honest with you. I know it's a world-renowned hated game. Everybody hates it. Everybody, like, whoever played that game went out of it with a negative experience, but I love it for that. I actually like it for that. It's a shit show of a game, but it's so bad that it's good, you know what I mean? So I think if I had to choose, it would probably have to be Bubsy 3D. I don't really know. And they also said, show this in the video. Sub to 11 if you want a cookie. Another benefit if you choose to drop a sub on the channel. Next up, we have a couple questions from Spooky Monica, aka Doug Fishron, and he says, what is your favorite game? My favorite game, I mentioned this a lot of times, is Final Fantasy VII Remake, and if I'm feeling a little bit nostalgic, it is a Super Mario World. When will you gift a sub next on Twitch? I think. And you know, I kind of do this thing every once in a while. When I'm feeling a little bit generous, I will gift a sub on my Twitch channel. When is that going to be the next time? I don't know. It could be soon, you know, if I'm feeling generous. I like watching people use my emotes, and I like to think that if people watch other people's streams, they use my emotes because they have the gifted sub and it's the pair of emotes that they have. So yes, I really do love my emotes on my Twitch channel. Go check me out on Twitch, subscribe, follow me there too. But yeah, when will I gift a sub next on Twitch? Who knows? You know, I could just drop it. I like to do the thing where I just like literally drop it. I don't really think about it. I don't really say, hey guys, by the way, I'm gonna do it. You know, I don't really like to clickbait like that. So yeah, it could be randomly, and expect it maybe soon. Next up, we have questions from your boy Logan Plays, and he says, are you a smart fella or a fart smeller? Now, unfortunately, I think I identify as a fart smeller, dude, because I don't really consider myself all that smart. You know, I've met smart people, you know, I really have met smart people, but I don't really judge intelligence based off, you know, if you go to school, if you go to college or something like that. I met people who have gotten a lot of education and are actually pretty fucking stupid. And that's putting it lightly. You know, just because you got a proper education doesn't really necessarily make you a good human. It doesn't really necessarily mean that you're street smart in a way. You know, you still seek out that sort of guidance. But if anything, I feel like I'm more street smart than I am book smart. But I do like to think that I'm a little bit of both, you know, but I'm not here to play around. I'm not here to give you some psychological, you know, explanation. Let's just say I'm a fucking fart smeller, all right? I'm a fart smeller, dude. I hate to admit it, but I am. And the next thing that he wants me to address is this. He says, thoughts about this image. And he screenshots a picture of Mr. Beast with the background of Squid Games, and the caption says, if this TikTok gets 10 million likes, I'll recreate Squid Game in real life. Now, we all know Mr. Beast, he's a fucking juggernaut of YouTube, spends literally millions of dollars every video. If Mr. Beast does this, I hope it's not on YouTube. I hope it's on the fucking deep web, and Mr. Beast literally creates the fucking Squid Games, because if anybody could do it, it's him. Okay, he could be the ringleader of the Squid Game. So if he's to do it, I hope he takes this shit seriously. It's not in some backyard, you know, it's not in some parks with the fucking shitty version of the Squid Games. I hope he really literally goes all out and he fucking takes down some YouTubers, because we need some cleansing. No, but I really do hope that whatever he does, I think it's gonna be fucking awesome. I will for sure be tuning in. But Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast is the one to do it, and he about to kill some people. Let's just say that. Next up, we have Cherry, aka Scythe, and they ask, is Cherry, me, the coolest person ever? And absolutely, dude, you're the coolest person in the world. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. You're absolutely beautiful. You're amazing. Your art is epic as fuck. You know, if anybody is listening to this too, you guys are absolutely the best PogChamps in the fucking world. Epic, cool, mega cool PogChamps. I think that's what Red Shark said. So yes, are you the coolest person ever? Absolutely, dude. Next up, we have questions from your boy Pyro, and he asks, have you ever played Genshin Impact? It's fun, like Breath of the Wild, but anime, very difficult though. Now, yes, I actually was highly anticipating Genshin Impact whenever it was first announced and whenever it was going to be released. I initially thought that it was going to be a full-fledged game, you know, full price, but it was to my surprise when it was actually announced that it was going to be free to play. And, you know, I played it from release, and I kind of fell out of it very shortly thereafter. I'm not really sure why. I guess it's just the type of game I thought it was going to be more. I thought it was going to be more of like an MMORPG rather than just like a more of a single player experience. I know that you could play online, but not to the extent that I thought I was going to be able to play online with friends. But yes, I have played Genshin Impact. I'm not that deep into it. I recently came into an account from somebody who handed me their account. They blessed me with their account, and I'm at a point in time where I legitimately logged in and I have no fucking idea where I am in the fucking game. I literally am stuck at a place where there's a portal, there's some enemies around me, and I look at the map and I'm so far away from the next piece of land that I literally do not know what to do. I know I have some cool shit in that account, but until I play or maybe collab with somebody who knows what they're doing in Genshin Impact, maybe then I'll actually start playing it again, because I know that I have that account, and part of me knows that, well, if you have that account, why start a new one when you already have a lot of cool shit on the account that you got handed? So yes, I hope that I do get into Genshin Impact more, because I do want to be part of the hype train. I absolutely love some of the characters in Genshin Impact. I mean, who doesn't love a good waifu and husbando in the fucking life? You know what I mean? So yes, more Genshin Impact, maybe in the future, who knows? And Pyro's second question is, you think we could play Cold War together one day? I can finally play it on the PS5 now, and I'd love to hit it up sometime. Yeah, for sure. I actually streamed Warzone not too long ago, and it was actually a lot more fun than I thought. And the reason why I don't usually play Warzone or stream it is because I'm not really a big fan of Call of Duty's version of Battle Royale. But to be completely honest with you, when you're playing with the homies, it actually makes games a lot more fun. And I think that goes to say for any game, not just Warzone in general. So yes, can we hit it up? Absolutely. Let me know when you're available. I'll tell you when I'm available, and we can make it happen, my dude. Next up, we have your boy Matt, and he asks, aguacate o palta? And I had to research what it is, and it literally makes the same thing. Aguacate translates to avocado, and palta means the same thing. So I guess I'm choosing aguacate, palta. I just hope that I'm pronouncing it right, you know? And next up, he also asks, choclo or maíz? And again, it's the exact same thing. Obviously, I think Matt grew up in a different part of the world. I grew up with knowing it as aguacate and also maíz. So I didn't really know. I had to look up what it was, but it literally is the same thing. I know what you're trying to do, Matt. You're always trying to pull some tomfoolery up in here, always trying to outwit your boy. But with the power of Google, we're not going to allow that to happen today. So take the L, my boy. And yes, I do like aguacate and maíz, which is the proper way to say it, dude. Last but certainly not least, we have Aide. And Aide says, my advice to you is life is good, but not fair. Thinking that life is always going to be fair is a delusion, and that can lead to unhappiness. We gotta move on and continue to live life. I 100% agree with this, and I could have not worded it better myself. I think that if you go about your life thinking that things need to be absolutely on the same level, on the same playing field as everybody else, then you are absolutely going to be met with the brick wall of reality. I don't think that you could go about your life thinking that life needs to be absolutely fair for you, and it's not. Life is not fair. It really isn't. Certain things that you think that you deserve, you're not going to get in life, and maybe you won't ever never get in life, and that's the sad reality. But thinking about it that way is the wrong way to think about it, right? You just need to live your life. You need to live your life, go about it, do the best to your ability to make sure that certain things can happen to you. Does it mean that you're going to have to work harder? Absolutely. Does it mean that you're going to have to make sacrifices here and there? Absolutely. But at the end, if it's going to make you happy, then by all means go for it, you know? But to think that life needs to be fair for everybody is absolutely not the way to do it. And like I said, it will lead you to a road of unhappiness and depression, anxiety even. And if you go about it your way, you're just gonna go about it being miserable. So I think that, you know, you got to move on. You know, you just got to move on. If you make a mistake here and there, that's perfectly fine. We're all human. We're bound to make mistakes. And if you do make a mistake, the best thing that you could do about it is just learn from it, right? If anything, be grateful that you made that mistake so that you don't have to make it again. Learn from the mistake, move on from it, and be better for it. And I think that that is the best way that you can go about doing certain things. And another thing that Adet asks is, this may be childish, but I've never known the answer. How can you tell when somebody likes you? Apart from the typical, they talk to you, I've always wondered. So yes, I feel like it's one of the very obvious things to pick up on is if somebody who you think might like you starts talking to you a little bit more. But I don't think that is a very telltale sign of if somebody starts to like you, right? Maybe that just means that, hey, I really, you know, relate to this person. Maybe I want to be good friends with them. Maybe I want to include them more into my inner circle. I just really vibe with this person and I just want to get to know them better. So I don't think that's a very good way to kind of tell if somebody likes you. I think it does, you know, add to it. But I think one of the best ways is if somebody is trying to go out of their way to, you know, more want to hang out with you, maybe take you out to eat, maybe want to do things that you are personally interested in, maybe gifting you things here and there randomly. I know that that's another sign of friendship, but that also could mean that the person is interested in you. Maybe just wanting to hang out, you know, not necessarily always in public, but just maybe at your own place or at their place. You know, maybe so that it could be a little bit more intimate, maybe things of, you know, picking up signs of flirting and stuff like that. All those things are signs that maybe the person is really just interested in you, you know, maybe it is something that, you know, hopefully you pick up on and that they want to, you know, be more than friends, you know. In history, I've been really, really bad at picking up on signs of like, hey, a person is clearly flirting with me, clearly really interested in me, and it just goes over my head. And, you know, I've had my wife previously tell me, I remember specifically, I went to Forever 21. I had an experience with a really nice person, and he was, you know, and I just thought he was being really nice, but he, apparently, according to my wife, he was very clearly flirting with me, you know, complimenting me to no end. And I was just like, oh wow, this person's like really being nice. And I walked out of that store feeling so like alive, so happy, you know. But she was like, yeah, he was very clearly flirting with you. And I was just like, oh, I just thought he was being nice. But yes, I think signs like that, you know, wanting to hang out in a more intimate place such as your own place, you know, where it's just you and them, and you know, maybe gifting you things that are more personal to you, things that not necessarily like you're into, like you're the music or a band or maybe a show or something, but maybe a little bit more of a thing that's like handmade, custom made, suited specifically for you, you know, specifically for you. I think those are signs that maybe, you know, maybe they're a little bit more interested than you think they are. But yeah, but another thing is to always be cautious, because these things could always mean that this person just literally just wants to be your friend. And I literally cannot emphasize that enough. Don't always think that these things are, you know, signs that a person likes you. I met certain individuals who that's their coping mechanism, you know, to gift people things, to, you know, do things, to, you know, I know people go out of their way to like also be a little bit more flirtatious. That's just the way that people are as a coping mechanism. They don't know it any other way. So always be wary, always, you know, maybe kind of do the same thing for them and see where it goes. And if you kind of don't know, maybe it's hard at the same time, but maybe it's better to just be open about it and, you know, kind of ask them in a subtle way, you know, what would it be like, you know, how, like what their true feelings are. So I feel like, you know, you really need to be wary of those things and just kind of pay attention to it. You know, try to make it more of a thing where if you're interested in that person and you have a hunch that they might be interested in you, then kind of be more, you know, aware. You know, don't let it go over your head, as I was saying. You know, just pay more attention to it and see if there is any signs of, you know, a little bit of change happening in them. You know, if they're acting a little weird, maybe something is going on in the personal life, but maybe it's because, you know, they're trying to go out of their way to maybe hint that, hey, we should take this to the next level. You know what I mean? But that's gonna do it for today's edition of the Q&A series from the Discord server. Hopefully in the future it's not really necessarily tied down to Discord. Hopefully we can involve Twitter or just, you know, people here on the YouTube channel, and we could have new faces asking more questions. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to those who actually submitted questions, pieces of advice, memes, or anything that you guys wanted me to check out, and I really do appreciate it. If you guys did enjoy the video, slap that like button, turn on those notifications, make sure that you have all notifications turned on so that whenever we post a video, a YouTube short, or anything on the channel, you guys are the first to see it. But until the next time, have yourselves a damn good one, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.